Welcome to my weekly video blog for this week. You might wonder why I'm dressed a little bit like that, and no, this is not actually chocolate colour, it's a dark purple with a nice sort of pinkish tie. I'm afraid the light in here isn't brilliant for it, but there we are. We're going to take a week off this week from the Getting to Know Me series, and instead I'm going to give a short blog telling you about what I've been doing today and why I'm wearing this. It was only a couple of weeks ago that I got a phone call from my sister Rosie, and she said, would I like to be a godfather to Bethany. Now Bethany is 4 months old tomorrow, and I first said, well, am I allowed to do that, being that I am also her uncle, I'm also family? And Rosie said that she had spoken to the church and they were fine with that. So I said, yes, okay, I will do that. Now, as it turns out, there was only me and a godmother as well, so there was only two of us, when you can have sort of quite a number of godparents. I'm not sure how much it's limited to, but you can certainly have several. I think my sister definitely wanted people who she knew were of strong faith and expressed that faith as well. The other person she chose was a Roman Catholic, so I think she's quite sort of serious about getting, I don't think this was just a christening with no thought. I think she put a lot of work and thought and effort into this. The christening took place in the afternoon and was actually conducted by my father, in fact, which is of course the grandfather to the child. There were two babies being baptised, and it was done in Wetherby St James, which is Wetherby Parish Church. So it's a nice building. It is made to look old when I think it's actually a lot younger than it looks, sort of architecturally speaking, with a box tower, no transepts, but very nice stained glass in the east end window. No high altar, which I thought was strange. It does have a rear address, so I think the east end is original. I just wonder what they've done with it. It's got an altar instead that's sort of in the what would be, I suppose, the crossing, but there's not much to show for that either, with there being no transepts. But it's a nice church. It's very spacious, very warm. They've had a new heating system put in, and it works very, very well. The christening was lovely. These things are never too long. They're about sort of 30 odd, half an hour to 3/4 of an hour long, and I wore this. Now you will recognise, of course, the blazer as being part of the Upminster suit, bought in 2010 when I had my infamous interview in Upminster at the crematorium. The shirt and the tie are new, and these were bought especially for the occasion, although the colour is not unique. I used to have a shirt that was this colour when I was much younger, and it's also the same colour, in fact, as my dressing gown. For some reason, I like purple, I look good in it, I feel good in it, and it was something that sort of went round the family, really. We didn't colour coordinate or anything, not in advance, but my sister Tiffany also turned up in purple. My mother had got a new purple coat as well for the occasion, so a lot of us were wearing, even the mother was wearing a sort of bluish purple rather than a sort of pinkish purple or reddish purple like everybody else, but there was definitely a purple theme going through. After the event, we went across the road to Bar 3, which is also in Wetherby, and it was very, very nice there. They put on a buffet for us, which was fantastic. And I was presented with this. Now this is a candle, in fact, and it's got a little poem written on it, which I shall read out. It's funny because in the same vein I also wrote poetry in the christening card which I gave, which was based on a song I know called The Blessing. I've posted it on my Facebook, I don't know how many times. Lovely, lovely song. And this, I don't know where this poem came from, but my sister obviously, on behalf of Bethany, has chosen this. And, you know, I don't really, I'm probably never going to burn it, because it is such a beautiful little sort of reminder of the day. It says, Uncle David, thank you for being my godfather, chosen with care to stand by my side whenever I may need you, no matter why. Chosen with love for thy tender heart, your patience and kindness right from the start. Chosen with faith for the hope within your soul, to guide faltering footsteps as my life unfolds. Chosen, I'm glad, for you're perfect for me, to share special moments wherever I may be. Love, Bethany. So that was a surprise. I wasn't expecting to be presented sort of with anything like that. So that was quite a lovely surprise. You know, I take the vows very seriously. I do take the vows very seriously, and I also know what it's like to be a child who is brought up in the faith and without godparents, or rather with godparents who have never interacted with them at all. I had two sets of godparents, so two godfathers, two godmothers. One of them I have no idea what happened to. One of them I eventually did track down, in fact, years and years later, when I was in London, and he'd obviously had some sort of breakdown, told me, you know, to contact him in a couple of years' time because he wasn't able to deal with it or whatever. The point is that I know what it's like to go through crisis of faith, as I've been talking to you in recent blogs about, without any support that is sort of one step removed from the parents, but still close enough to be sort of almost family, that you trust, that you can talk to. You know, for all I know, Bethany will decide to be a Buddhist and, you know, do that. My role is not necessarily to be a Christian inquisition and enforce faith or anything like that. My part is to support her and to be there for her as somebody who she can talk to about faith matters, somebody who can try and help her if she has crisis of faith, you know, that sort of thing, and someone who will, behind the scenes, just pray for her, I suppose. So I do take the vows extremely seriously, and in one way I'm a little bit nervous, but really I'm just quite over the moon at the moment, quite happy, and very proud to be both her godfather and her uncle. And I shall leave you now with the birthdays for this week. So let's look at the birthdays for this week. Ooh, many. And a very happy birthday to all of the following. We've got Jared Papazian, Grace Fern, Anne Strickland, Louis McMurrough, Simon Atkinson, Lyle Beerbaum and Helen Howe. We also have the year's mine, in fact, of Sherman Pendergast this week as well. So happy birthday to all of those. I hope you eat lots of cake, and I hope you have had as enjoyable a weekend as I have.